We'll play another video for you. Christians, this is not us. Remember here, we bring report for you. It's not us carrying propaganda. No, these are verifiable facts. Middle Belt, Northeast, North South, for 20 years have been massacred and attacked. Christians. In fact, the report has it that 90% of Christian deaths in the world occurs in Nigeria. Yet we have powerful churches. We have powerful men of God that buy private jets like water. One said that during COVID, he bought three private jets. Just to tell you the wealth, the money they are milking from the people. Yet, the enemy came in and began to kill our people and still killing our people. For 20 years, they are being killed and dispossessed of their lands. Their lands, their ancestral homelands taken away from them. We have about 3 to 5 million people in IDP camps, internally displaced camps, people's camps. What some of them will do is that they will come and say, we want to give them food. Yeah, pay money so that we take food to them.
Nonsense.
People like Emmanuel Bosun, you are giving food, beans to people that are perishing. You're not asking who is buying these people. Why are they being dispossessed of their lands? What's going on?
No, he's part of he's one of the tools now. He's the religious tool doing the work of the colonialists. That's all. Why he gets his, money from his so-called NGOs, right? Remember, they're helping humanity, love humanity. Oh, they are the ones, right? But they will never get to the roots of the problems.
No. Nigerian government recognizes only 40% of the IDP camps. That means 60 are even nobody knows. And our people are there. And they say they have Nigeria, they have Christians, they have churches. They will go to Abuja and Lagos and build big auditoriums that will take hundreds of people and boast about it. Yet our people are being slaughtered. Not even like cows. Because in my land, we don't kill animals that way. We do not. Our people are being tortured, butchered, burnt alive. It's a white man that is coming to tell us what is happening in our land. You see what we say? There's a reason why these things go unreported. Like my sister said, they are agents. The church is agent of colonization. Islam is agent of colonization and neocolonialism. Religion is a major tool in the hands of the colonizers. Rather than Christians in the cities come together to do something, they don't care. They don't care. Once they're in Abuja and in Lagos, they don't care about what is happening to the indigenous peoples in villages, what they're going through in their ancestral homelands. No wonder they don't want them to be indigenous people. They want to become Israelites and Zion.
Zion.
So that we can abandon an Igbo and go to Israel.
Until they see you at the airport. Right?
Okay. When you now get to Israel, remember some of those are Biafra brainwashed people. Got to Israel, they use the piapiara to flog them out of temple. Like, you black monkeys, get out from here. Let's listen. Thank you.
Nigeria is responsible for 90% of all Christian persecution deaths worldwide in the last 5 years.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
And no one hears about it. No one's talking about it.
That's one of the things that I learned reporting on this, is that on the very day that 9/11, that the attacks happened in the United States, the same people who were on those planes, and I mean in the sense of they were carrying the same flag and they were saying the same slogans and they were standing for the same ideology, walked into a village in northern Nigeria and massacred over 200 Christians. And that village was called Renkum, and it was renamed in the language of the Fulani. They took that village And they renamed it Mahanga because it is essentially the command and control center of this genocide.
The interesting part is that the Nigerian government knows it. The U.S. government should know it. And if they're paying attention, I hope they know it now. But this is where the majority of terror attacks are staged and launched from. And like I said, everybody in Nigeria knows where it's coming from. They see the terrorists coming in and out of Mahanga.
And they chose Mahanga. I mean, it translated, the word means watchtower.
Watchtower.
Because
yes.
it's on high ground. Mm-hmm. And it was perfectly positioned for them for what began as a series that's now more than 20 years of attacks.
20 years of attacks, and tens of thousands, no, I say hundreds of thousands, have now been killed, staged from that ground.
And wounded and forced out.
Now, let's talk about the people that are still alive. They're now in camps called IDP camps, which stands for internally displaced person. And we estimate that there's between 3 to 5 million IDPs right now. These are Christians without homes, without villages, that are living in camps.
These are people who've been robbed of everything they had, who've been forced off their land. The Nigerian government won't even acknowledge their existence.
No, they won't acknowledge their existence, and this it's a double-edged sword. When the Nigerian government doesn't recognize an IDP camp within their own country, that means there's no UN, that means there's no Red Cross, that means there's no other NGO, official government organization, USAID, or what used to be USAID, means those people get zero help if the Nigerian government doesn't establish and say, this is an official camp. And we know that Nigeria government only recognizes 40% of the camps that exist. So that means 60% of these millions of IDPs get zero help from the outside world.
Our people, you're hearing it. What does this tell you? That the government system in Nigeria has disappointed and failed over 250 million people. They have failed the indigenous peoples that trusted them to provide governance for them. Because we are still there. The indigenous peoples are still there. That's why my brother uses that big English, sovereignty. The lawyer, sovereignty. They converted our sovereignty to sovereignty because the land is still ours. We are there. Though they imposed an artificial entity, a parasitic entity, a colonial entity on the land, it has not taken away our land.